Hey, would you quit your job now to rub baby oil on Barack's arms?
Yeah. No hesitation. No hesitation.
Okay, what about his head?
Yeah.
Every morning,
Yeah.
he just pays you.
That's cool. Job description: rub baby oil on Dwayne Johnson's head.
It's a good addition to your resume, right?
I looked the part, right? I mean, I got calluses on my hands, but I can lotion up a little bit more and
Exfoliate and
yeah.
do all that.
The whole time,
Moisturizer.
Got you rubbing it. He's giving you that fucking eyebrow.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but Barack's eyebrow.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I could only, dude. If I try to move one eyebrow, I could only do like.
I think I can only do one side.
You need to like zoom in when you're doing that.
It's hard. It's hard. I can't.
Was that the cut?
Yeah.
That was the.
All right. That
Yeah,
was a cut.
that was the new fresh where we're gonna start.
Yeah. But anyways, so
Hold on, Brian's giving me this look.
Hold on, something's up. I'm getting in there.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, you're getting noise from something?
you're getting noise from the
Is
air
it that?
conditioning.
What kind of noise is it? Is it deep?
Daryl, talk in your mic.
Sup? You getting in from my mic?
Can you guys just talk, all talk, just talk over each other?
Hello,
La,
hello.
la, 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 la.
You just got it now, or is it like it's constantly happening?
It was like when Daryl was speaking earlier, it was like it was cutting in and out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it the?
Is it too far?
But I'm farther than you are. So only Daryl was cutting in and out.
It sounded like it.
Came through drip, drip, drip.
What?
Just keep talking.
All right. So anyway, that was a warm up. Now we can cut into a new segment.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's our segment today? Because I'm still kind of dry as far as material. I got some material, but I feel like we're best if we wing it.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the obvious.
So we got a new room, guys.
We got a new room, and you were saying that like if you're listening on the podcast,
If you're listening on the podcast, you shouldn't just be listening. I think that you should listen to us and head to our YouTube page to watch it. But we have a new room specifically for our podcast, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
It's loungy, it's comfortable, it's creative, it's pretty cool.
It's what you can expect to see us in.
Yeah.
Pardon us if we're kind of glancing around here watching the video because we're taking it all in like at the same time. So
We got this
Yeah.
big old chalk wall that we're still prepping.
Yeah.
We literally finished it 45 to an hour ago.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, that's when the last of the furniture came in,
Oh yeah. Okay. Huh.
and now we're finishing up prepping the wall.
yeah.
So it's we're gonna.
But this is exciting. It gives us a dedicated spot to just kind of come in and do what we have to do, film these episodes, and
And the best of all, it's comfortable, right?
Dude.
yeah, there's no like pressure.
Oh man. I got all kinds of problems, Doc.
I mean, like I could be talking to you,
You could.
chilling,
Why not?
just
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I gotta say,
But for now,
it opens up a lot of ideas too.
yeah,
know.
that's for sure.
Well, it's also a good place for the creatives down here to come out and just kind of decompress a little bit.
Take a break, sip on some coffee, get a projector screen going, put a movie on
or a video game,
or a video game.
right?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When's that coming in? Are we doing this or what?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, that should be,
There you
should
go.
be pretty cool.
We're having lunch in, guys, tomorrow.
That's another way that this room can be
Yeah.
utilized.
Yeah.
Just kind of do like a takeout,
Yeah.
bring it in here, everyone's just kind of chilling, put a movie on. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I think that'd be
Just order a
awesome.
bunch of pizza. I'm down.
Yeah. No,
Well, that hesitation in his-
You are lactose too, though, right?
I am. However, I get my pizza with light cheese.
So he's saying order from Pizza Hut.
Oh
Really?
no,
no, that's the worst one, dude.
Hell no.
'Cause
That was
I'm-
sarcasm.
Okay. I thought you were being serious.
No, that was sarcasm because Pizza Hut overloads that.
Yeah, Pizza Hut.
And it's So yeah, I'm because I'm kind of lactose, but it also depends on which place I get it at.
Papa
See, I was
John's.
okay growing up my entire life. I was okay with Pizza Hut. And then one day I had like,
It's called getting old, dude.
Dude,
Maybe.
Dude,
Just one day I couldn't take it. and I was
last
like,
time
done.
time I ate Pizza Hut, it had me on the toilet so bad. You ever have those times where like
You're grabbing your ankles. You're like, ah!
no, I'm talking worse.
We have to take off your shirt and get
You have
serious.
you're all profusely sweating. I'm talking last time that I had Pizza Hut, it had me on the toilet making deals with God.
It's never been that bad for me, but you know.
If you get me through this, I will stop doing X, Y, and Z. And let me tell you, I've stuck to that.
You break out in sweats
I'm
also?
so sorry for.
Profuse
Yeah, dude.
sweats, man.
That's crazy. That's pretty
Profuse
hardcore.
sweats, Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't mess with Pizza Hut anymore. I'm more of a Papa John's guy or Domino's.
Papa John's Domino's, yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
For sure. Domino's doesn't affect me at all. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't remember the last time I had Papa John's. Lately, it's been Domino's, but I'm on that train too.
I haven't had pizza in a while at all. I'm on that keto diet, guys.
Yeah, so as if it wasn't complicated enough with him being lactose and having all these other allergies.
Cold steak and eggs every day last week.
Yeah, so we need a microwave at our showroom because I
mean-
was just eating cold steak and eggs.
Well, next time, just don't bring your food and go with everyone else that's eating out.
Well, yeah, but I got to stay on diet.
Yeah, but I mean,
You see, for a person like me, who's been cutting for 3 years,
For as long as I've known him, really.
I met him 3 years ago, back when I used to work at 24 Hour Fitness, and I was still cutting. However,
he's all, I'm on
dude,
my cut. I'm on 3 years then.
well, dude, however,
I've been
since then-
I've been through like 3 cut cycles of my own.
But yours
3
don't last 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. I've been through 3 of my own cut and bulk cycles, and he's been on the 1 cut cycle this entire time.
I've been on bulk cycle for.
Hey, man. Swole. That powerlifting swole.
Swollen ankles. What are you talking about?
Oh shoot, that was good.
Hey, man, however, though, I have lost since then in these 3 years, 30 pounds.
I can tell.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. Wait. Wait, so what's that supposed to mean?
Wait, I thought that was a good thing. Why are you taking offense to it?
Are you saying I was fat before?
No, you were cutting for a reason.
See, this is one of those things as to where it's a compliment, but it's also a backhanded. It's like it can't come out good, you know?
No, to me, it's more like you taking it that way.
Yeah.
So are you guys saying I'm sensitive?
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much.
No, it shows progression.
No.
That's something.
Either that or you just can't take a compliment. You don't like that. You like someone says, "Hey, nice hair." Takes forever to grow.
I can't do this today, guys. I can't do this today.
Oh my God. You know what? I was thinking about. Okay, what are you gonna say, Mike?
No, I'm just.
I see it on your face.
it's
Okay,
just
what are you gonna
funny.
say?
I just thought it was funny. It's like I don't know if it's too much of an inside joke or not, but I just thought that was funny.
It won't be an inside joke if our viewers start to get to know us more.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Because like what? When we started it, your hair wasn't that long.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. I had the classic.
Beanie. Were you wearing the beanie the first time?
I mean, I used to wear a beanie a lot, but I just had shorter hair, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But then Black Panther came out, and I wanted to do my hair like okay, what's his name?
Killmonger.
Eric Killmonger. I was like, that's a badass haircut, and so I've been growing it out since February. It came out in February, right? Yep. So I saw that movie and sticking to it. It's a lot of work.
Well, it looks good.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. He can take a compliment.
I can.
He said it, not me.
Speaking of compliments, I was thinking about this earlier. So there used to be a time, probably from about the 80s to maybe the early 2000s. If a girl ever asked you, get your girlfriend, your wife, anything, if she tried on a dress or something and she said, "Hey, does this dress make my butt look big?" If you said yes, well, she would start crying and break down into tears. But it's funny how like we'll give that about maybe another 5 years, and now if you say yes, they're happy.
Right.
Well, has anyone else started to notice that?
Yeah, I mean that's
Like the trends of what people will want to look like, you know?
yeah, it's inspired by everything on social media and all that stuff. So
Blames well, Sir Mix a lot for that.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, I think it was him.
yeah, I see that. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, what about you, Mike?
What about me? I never say that to my wife. You don't mind. No, I it's weird because I think that's just something that happens in TV. I don't think they actually ask that question.
Wait, so you've never been asked that? Oh, okay.
Well then,
Yeah.
anyway,
And also, if you were to think about it, it's a loaded question. How you know, what kind of answer does the girl want?
it's like setting you up for failure.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're smart, you wouldn't even answer it. Like, no, you look fine. You look fine. You're good. It's all right.
Like, oh, the doorbell rang.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Yeah. So speaking of our podcasts, and so we have actually been talking a lot about we need a podcast intro song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That would be good.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know, just something as to where you know it just sets a mood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm caught in the middle here, so I'm just kind of like.
I just look at Mike and I'm expecting for him to just come out with something, he has to get me once every single episode, and so
I think it's once a day, and we already did a
What-
pod today. 'Cause,
yeah.
they were kind of catching up here.
second
just
podcast
wait,
of the day.
just wait. I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, but anyways, so a podcast intro song. So for everyone out there who's listening, I think that we'll be. Damn it, Brian! We're in production, man. Okay, is it cracked?
No.
It's all good. All right.
New
actually have a
new iPhone's coming out soon anyway.
Has anyone seen it?
Tomorrow.
Announcements tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it called the iPhone 11
XS.
XS?
Yeah.
I think. Don't know.
Damn, I'm just here stuck with the 7 Plus. I feel like, oh well. I just paid it off too, so I'm not about to buy another phone for like 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm committed to a payment. I got that upgrade plan. I can just upgrade and just keep paying that same payment every year.
Okay, is it
Every
worth
month.
it?
I'm on the same boat with him.
So is
pretty worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I mean, if you commit to that, if you're just like, okay, I'm just going to keep paying a monthly payment and not have to pay it off. I mean, at the end of the year, you're going to be paying something similar to what the payoff would
Really?
be anyway.
So it's not like like too high or anything like that.
It's just you're spreading the payments out, right? It's a lot. It just instead of putting whatever, if you have the sign up with a plan, and it turns out to be like $400, instead of putting out $400 at one shot, you're paying whatever that your monthly is. Which would be like what, $30, $35, $40. So for the year, you're paying around the same price as you would.
And you always get the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
I see. Wow. I'll think about that.
Back to our podcast song.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we'll be having. I'm thinking of trying to put like a contest together to see who could come up with the best podcast intro song for us. So
We're gonna get some really great submissions.
Yeah, yeah. So we know a lot of you guys are talented, whether it's art, whether it's sports or music, and we know you got a lot of you people have a lot of resources to be able to do something, and it doesn't have to be like super high quality
At all.
It can be done on your phone, it can be done on a garage band or whatever digital instrument that you may have, a recorder even if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You can put a little jingle. It doesn't have to have lyrics on it. It could just be beats. It could be whatever. But I think we're six episodes in already.
oh, this is episode 7 right
This
here.
is episode 7, so 6 that they've already listened to, so they kind of know the vibe that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't if you can come up with something that matches what we do,
Yeah, and then just slide it into our DMs. I will give you full credit.
Yeah, we'll give full credit every episode. Make sure that everyone knows who did it. Who knows? It's maybe we may change it up every few months or so, or I don't know. But if we really like it and it sticks and people seem to dig it, we'll keep it the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it an
cool.
ongoing thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, in today's order of business.
Well, wait. Before that, are you going to post about it? Are you going to put the details online somewhere? What are you going to do? How are you going to do this?
I suppose I probably should, huh?
We could make yeah.
Maybe
We can make a graphic. We could put together a graphic and then just kind of roll it out on like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
And then
Or I can make a video clip of us talking about it right here too, and then just splice it together.
Yeah,
that too.
I'll do both.
Yeah.
I'll do both.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm starting to up my Photoshop game a little bit here and there.
There you go.
Sweet. Well, so don't really have anything too compelling to talk about in episode 7, but I wanted to make it a fun one.
Yeah.
So the other day, I was watching some car stuff, and there is a new Bugatti that came
Yes.
out last week.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere around like $5.8 million. Ridiculous amounts of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't help but think to myself, like, what kind of person would I be if I just had that much disposable income to buy a damn car for $6 million? How hard would I be flexing left and right? And so I wanted to make that sort of our icebreaker question of if you were that rich and you had whichever super expensive car, what kind of ways would you flex with that car?
You already know my answer.
I want to hear it. I want to hear a full-blown scenario of what you would do.
It's not that exciting.
It could be however you want it.
Honestly, I'm most comfortable in a tank top and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I would gladly roll that thing. And
Okay, which car though?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Bugatti.
It can be, but just
All right,
whichever car that you want to think of.
Okay, I'll step it down a notch and even say Lambo.
Okay, which one? A Huracan?
Huracan. I do like the Huracan. Let's say a Aventador SV.
Ooh.
For purposes of this question, I would love to roll that in a tank top and shorts. It's got to be a roadster, so it's not like a true vert, right? It's like more of a Targa-ish look to it. Roll that through In and Out because that's my guilty pleasure, and just be eating it in the car.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. Having fast food inside a car like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does it even have cup holders or anything?
That's I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Like the
man.
Bugatti is so new, and that thing is hot. I dig it because it
Divo.
has the same DNA, but it's so much more.
That's the track-focused version of the Chiron, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that thing is a beast. It just looks crazy.
Ferocious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know how
And they all sold out too, by the way.
What?
Yeah, like all 41 of them or something like that. Yeah, they all sold out.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
And the In and Out that I go to, or at least the In and Outs that I've been to, whenever you drive through the drive-through, you always kind of go under this little underpass, or they have this little thing over that covers you, right? So it echoes.
Like a little carport like thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And so I don't know. Maybe my finger slips into neutral real quick, and I get my food, and I'm trying to gas out of there, and making, oh shoot, sorry, what was that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, simple. It's the simple dreams that I have.
Okay, what about you, Mike?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I obvious choices would be bringing it somewhere where there's a lot of people, right?
Okay, but which car and then
I'm
whichever scenario
yeah.
that you want.
I mean, I'm gonna stick with the Bugatti because
Okay,
that's like the newest, the freshest, latest. It's
Yeah.
like the thing right now.
The pinnacle.
Yeah, I mean that thing is awesome, and rolling in that I would be like, but I'm like the low key guy. I'm like the guy, I'm the guy
you're
that wants to be
chose
invisible.
invisible. That also, can I address that real quick? Let me address that real quick. Because a few podcasts ago, we had the question of flight or invisibility.
Yeah.
And then you chose invisibility. And you said how cool it would be because you can sneak onto flights and stuff. But if you can fly, why would you be...
Well, the thing is, you don't know if it's tiring when you fly. You don't know how fast.
See, now we're getting into like the logical. Like,
Okay, well, let me tell you something. If you're invisible and you sneak onto a plane,
Yeah.
you'll have to sneak into the cargo bay, meaning that you'll have to be butt naked.
Yeah.
And in that cargo bay, it's going to be freezing. And so and so you'll die. You're going to die butt naked in a
Why
plane.
would I have to sneak in the cargo bay?
Because you won't be able to get a seat. Because they'll sit on you and, well, they'll get a surprise. Because you're naked. And there's no, so
Yeah,
you would
that's-
have to go into the cargo bay.
What? You're ruining all the fun then. That's what you want to get into the seat. You want to hope nobody wants to sit in that seat. That's part of the fun.
you can mess with people. I suppose you could have some fun. That's true. Let's have some like horror ghost stories on the flight where like the bathroom door swings open randomly, but really it's
That's
just
right.
Mike.
Yeah. Have you seen those videos now that are kind of the trend where they pretend that a magician makes someone invisible?
What? No.
Yeah, so like they put a blanket over someone and there's a group of people around them, and then they pull the blanket off and you're invisible, and they're like, oh, everyone around them is in on the joke, right?
Oh.
And everyone's like, oh my gosh, where are you? Where are you? And then the one that sets it off though is they take a picture. He's I'm taking a picture with them. They take a picture, but they already took a picture with the guy not there. So they show the picture to the person who's supposed to be visible with the guy that's supposed to be invisible next to them, and they don't see themselves in the picture, and they get freaked out. They're like, oh my gosh, they think they're really invisible.
Really?
Works better on young kids or drunk people, but
I feel like drunk people would be pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Sounds funny.
Huh.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's like Magic for Humans or something.
Oh really? Is that where it started or something?
It's one guy who just goes around doing like unconventional magic tricks.
Oh.
Messes with people.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but Brian said it's on Netflix. Unconventional magic, would you call it?
Magic for Humans.
Magic for Humans on
Plug.
Netflix. Plug.
And do they like pay like these actors to pretend
No,
that?
I think it's like mostly like the ones I saw is they're all family members, so it makes it feel real to the person who's the joke's being played on.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Sounds like something I would try to a drunk person.
Yeah,
Like if they were my friend.
like you.
I get drunk so fast. It's not even funny. Yeah. So for everyone out there who doesn't know, but I don't drink at all. So if I ever do, I'm talking like half a beer, I'm done.
Dang.
And it's funny too because I'm 6'2", I'm 6'2", 212 pounds. So but you would think
Yeah.
that I could handle it. Nah, I'm a weenie.
You're not allergic to it, are you?
No, I'm not allergic to it.
Just can't be anything citrus.
Yeah.
Citric acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but you would stay kind of low key.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
The only thing I would probably do is just like roll by my friends' houses and say, "Let's go for a ride."
That's
that
very
kind of thing.
humble.
I'm not like
Now,
You're a good guy.
Mike would find like some low key food joint and like park it outside.
and then just sit on the inside of the restaurant and just watch it and see what people do and look at it.
Yeah.
That's more my. I wouldn't go out and start like showing it off, and I don't know.
Yeah.
You're a better man than I am. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't know, man. Because I think when you get into that state of mind, when that's all you're around, I feel like you kind of get a little like desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Because you're around that. But to us, where at this point in time it's not achievable to have something like that, the idea of it, is kind of like, oh, it's easy to take that and then kind of or like envision yourself doing outlandish things with it.
Definitely.
Because I remember like, when my first car was a Honda Accord, right? And nothing against Honda Accord. It's just like, you giving this look. Nothing against Honda Accords. They're gas efficient. They're great at what they're purposely built for. But when you're a car enthusiast and things like that, come on, you're not going to be driving a Honda Accord.
Yeah.
Right? And so they're not that fast.
Yeah.
But I would always be catching myself speeding anywhere I went in that thing. But as soon as I got my first sports car, it was like, it was fun in the very beginning because it was new. It was a different experience. And then you get used to that power and the performance, and you just kind of get into this state of mind where you're like, I have it. I don't really feel the need to do it. I have my moments. I'm not going to say I don't.
Yeah.
But it's very seldom nowadays. So I can't help but wonder if you're playing in that field and if that's all that you're around and you have I'd imagine if you can afford that Bugatti, you probably have like some other supercars.
You probably have like 300 cars prior to that.
It's probably something ridiculous where you've driven probably the best of the best. So where is that line?
Well, I did have an experience though where a friend of mine, shout to Pat Au, who used to work here at Jada, he had me car sit his Porsche C4S, and and he said, yeah, you go ahead, take it out if you want, go and drive it around. So it was just me and the wife, and we went up to the canyons, and I could have easily done a lot of other things. It's a really nice car, and this was the first time I ever really got to drive a Porsche.
Yeah.
And I could have done a lot more, but I just decided just to take it up into the local canyons, and drive around just to see how it feels. And that's pretty much it. Another thing though is it's someone else's car.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to really air it out.
Feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's like someone's first baby. I'm not going to go and carry it as a newborn right
It's a
away.
respect thing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's even if I bought a car or was able to obtain a car of the Bugatti status, I think I would treat it the same way, because it's like, this car is crazy. I'm not going to go nuts with it. Yes,
I would floor it.
Oh, I'm flooring it. That's probably like the least egregious thing I would do is floor it.
See,
I'm gonna.
the thing is for me is I've been around like more sport bikes a lot. My brother rides, he races, he does all that.
Sport bikes?
Yeah, motorcycles.
Oh, sweet.
He and if I had a machine that was that powerful, I would probably only air it out on track. I wouldn't do that on the street, because I just know how stupid, or how ungroomed the streets are.
Oh, yeah.
How stupid people are around you, because I didn't ride that kind of riding, but I do ride. I had a scooter, and I know how to ride motorcycles. I've driven his, but being out there on the street with you can be the safest rider in the world. You just don't know what that other person's doing.
Exactly.
So having that kind of a car out there and driving it, and I'd be a lot more cautious. I'd rather air it out on a track.
It's definitely a risk.
Yeah, yeah. Potholes. I mean, shoot.
Oh.
Oil slicks, sand. I mean, anything. Just a shredded tire.
Well, $30,000
Yeah.
for a tire
Gosh.
on a Bugatti.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the price you pay to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man. Well, let me tell y'all about my scenario.
This could be good.
Oh, it'll be good, all right. So,
He's getting into his deep, Barry White voice.
He's about to tell the doctor his problem.
oh, doc, I got a problem, all right. So, me, I'm the kind of guy as to where I don't come from very much, and so when I do have something fancy, I like to stick it back in the world space because it's, So if I had a Bugatti Divo, $6 million, it probably means that, that in my bank account, I'm balling overall. So I'm going to be thinking about all of those times throughout my entire life as to where people underestimated me. So I'm going to be rolling around in that car in a nice fancy suit, nice Tom Ford suit, maybe cost me like 50 grand. Have a Rolex on, cost me like 75 grand just for the hell of it. And I'm going to go to a restaurant in Beverly Hills. I'm talking a 5-star restaurant in Beverly Hills. I'm going to show up there knowing damn well that I don't have a reservation. But I'm going to go up to Metro D and be like, yeah, so I have a reservation for, Jordan White. Oh, monsieur, but your name isn't on here. Excuse me? Monsieur, I don't know who you are. And then as soon as he says, I don't know who you are, that's when I'm going to snap. I'm going to be like, oh, But you don't know who I am. Okay. See this suit? $50,000. I'm gonna take off my watch. See this watch? $75,000. I'm gonna pull out my cell phone. I'm gonna log into my Chase bank account or my Caribbean Swiss bank account because because I'm a billionaire.
XS.
I'm gonna pull out my freaking iPhone XS, $500. I'm gonna log into my bank account, show him all of those zeros, and be like, count them. This is who I am. And then, last but not least, the Bugatti. It'll be parked in front of the restaurant, and then I'll pull out the key to my Bugatti and then place it right on his desk, his little podium, and be like, "See that? This is who I am."
Yeah.
And then I'll just
Gotti.
leave. And then I'll just leave.
No, you just leave. Okay,
Just
I was
leave.
about to say, I thought you were gonna go in. I was gonna say, once he says, "Oh, sir, I'm sorry, I got your table here," I would have just said, "Sorry, you know what? I'm going to Taco Bell."
$1 menu?
Yeah,
Can't beat it.
There's a reason why I have that much money in my bank account. I know how to save it.
Ain't that, man, that is true right there. I'll tell you that. Yeah. But that's how hard I would be flexing.
I can tell that you put a good amount of thought into that.
It's all I think about. I am not kidding. It like
It's goals.
they got to keep you up at night. You know?
Here I am with an In-N-Out drive-through.
Yeah.
I just want some In-N-Out.
I just want some 5-star steak, which I still haven't had yet.
Steak does sound pretty good.
Okay, put back on my Apple Watch. It's not a $75,000 Rolex, but don't worry, people. It will be someday. Watch. Anyways, yeah. So that was my first question. So speaking of cars, because we all are car guys, so throughout the years, maybe back in like the early 2000s, probably the biggest trend in the car scene, at least amongst certain people, and it was a funny one to me. It was spinners,
Yes.
those spinner rims. I always thought like, okay, well, that's a really funny car trend, but like it's completely gone now. So throughout the years, well, what are some funny car trends that you guys have seen come and go throughout the years?
Funny car trends.
Or just car trends overall, but just ones that they were like the new hotness, and then
cool at the time, but now
cool
that
at
we
the
look
time.
back,
Yeah, and then now that you look back, it's just silly.
neon lights.
I actually still like the neon light look. I still think it's kind of cool.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of, for me, back when it came out, I thought it was so cool.
Like in Too Fast, Too Furious.
When
like
Brian's
Skyline.
rolling the silver skyline, he's
Yeah.
got the blue neon lights, and he's rolling at night. That looks so cool. But now I think it's just kind of tacky. It's
Well, I
kinda
think
cheesy.
it also depends on what genre of cars you're fixing up. Like if it's lowrider, certain lowriders look right, like mini trucks or.
If
are
it's
cool.
I think if it's an overall compliment or a tie-in to your car build,
Yeah.
then perhaps.
Yeah, I mean neon is pretty crazy. But to me, like lowriders and certain lowriders, not all of them do it, but like mini trucks especially, I think it works because that's part of that culture. That's what they were building these cars with that in mind. It's kind of been like that for a long time. But when you throw it on like I don't know, a Mercedes, I think that would be weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. With
I-
off-road trucks though, they're not doing neons, but they're lights that turn on so you can see what's underneath the truck as you're off-roading, and that looks kind of the same, but it's not neon.
There's a purpose to it.
Yeah.
Like for drivers, they can see under.
Well, no, because there's always when you off-road, there's spotters,
Uh-huh.
but if you're doing it at night, you turn. I forgot what they're called. They're like rock lights or something like that, where they put lights on under the chassis and inside of the wheel wells,
Uh-huh.
so you can see what's underneath the car. Well, the spotter's outside of the car and looking at where you're going,
Yeah.
and they can tell you like, oh, there's a big rock under there, you have to back up, or you're about to hit the edge of a rock and you might slide down to one side. There's a lot of little things that a spotter would need to see, and when you're trying to do that at night, it's really hard.
I see. Huh.
There's a purpose to that, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what neon lights serve other than just for looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. For me, like when you're talking about building a car, I think it's just I can do without those. I just look back at it now. I think it's kind of cheesy. So for me, I would say neon lights.
When you asked the question, the first thing that came to mind was it's not really a cheesy thing. It's just what they called the style. Back in, I think, the 90s, there was a Lexus IS, and they had a round light inside of a regular light housing.
Mm-hmm.
And, we would call it Altiza lights. But in the aftermarket, they started calling it Euro lights.
Mm.
And I had no idea why they were calling it Euro lights. I could have originated in Europe, but for some reason out here in LA, I always knew it as Altiza lights, because that's what the IS was called in Japan, Altiza. But I was always annoyed by aftermarket companies calling them Euro lights. So you would get the Hondas with like those Altiza light looking lights, but they would call them Euro lights. And that kind of annoyed me.
Bro, check out these sick Euro lights I got.
Yeah.
Matches my cool JDM sticker.
Exactly.
That sounds so douchey.
Yeah, but that's what it was, and people were buying them like crazy because of that style. But for me, I never really liked changing the lights on cars. I always liked the factory lights best. But I'm not like other people really like it, and I'm not going to knock their style. But yeah, that's just not my style.
I feel you. Yeah. Flashback. Speaking of cars again, so why do you guys think that hatchback cars are more appealing nowadays?
I don't know about you guys, but I love hatchbacks. I love the overall styling of them. I think some of them look kind of funny. But they're I think when done right, they're cool in their own way.
Yeah, like the Panamera Turbo, or like the Audi RS5, is it? RS6.
Yeah. And those are like straight from factory. But even say you take the year or the generation of the Subaru STI hatchback. You put a cool kit on it, drop it down really, really low. I know people are probably against that if you're like hardcore Subi.
Yeah.
Because you're about that rally life, but I ain't. So I'm putting that thing on air.
Yeah, nobody in America is about rally life.
Yeah,
sorry.
so you drop it on air. I mean, that thing just looks aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous of the Euro market because all the hatchbacks are going there.
Yeah.
Right.
For me personally, I just dig them because of the styling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just look more streamlined.
Yeah.
I think the functionality or the like everyday functionality.
That too.
It's a lot more room back there to be able to store your whatever you want to store.
Yeah.
It depends on which car you're talking about, though. But yeah, I mean, just accessibility. Yeah, there's a few things.
I think it's just cool because for me at least, it's cool because it's different. And I think it takes a certain person with a particular flavor or taste to kind of like that. Because I think when you're thinking about your traditional like sports car or show car, you're just not necessarily thinking a hatchback.
Yeah.
So
But there's some type of weird, cultural understanding within the car community. If you see a dude who does have a hatchback, but like he's actually about it.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone else is who doesn't have a hatchback, of course. But something about seeing that it's just a signal that it sends off to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it kinda-
Again, I think for me, I think visually there's just something very appealing. There's something very unique to them when they're done up right.
You mentioned the Panamera. Do you think the Panamera is a hatchback, or do you feel it's more like a wagon?
ooh, that's a hard one.
Because it's long.
Well, but you know what? Even though it's long, its front end isn't so elongated as to where it looks like your typical station wagon
Right,
look.
right.
You know, so I would classify it as a hatchback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are all wagons hatchbacks?
There's got you. And there it is in the podcast.
I was taking it all serious. God damn it. Okay, were you being serious though?
Yeah, that just came to me. I mean, I was just like thinking about it. I'm like,
This is very philosophical.
no, because I'm trying to go. Like, what I'm trying to think is like, there's that. There's also the Ferrari F. Do you like that angle
would-
those cars are going?
If that's a serious question,
like, do you
now that
are you-
I'm really thinking about it, I would probably put the Panamera under a wagon
yeah,
because I had a buddy that had a CTSV wagon, but just notice how that came out. It was
Yeah.
like it's a wagon, and
Yeah.
anytime I would do a search for that kind of car, and the Panamera, although they look very different,
yeah,
lengthwise and everything, they're pretty similar.
yeah.
And anytime I would do like research on that car or whatever, it would be like CTSV wagon.
Right.
Right. It wouldn't be CTSV hatchback.
Right.
Now that I'm really thinking about it, when I think about like a hatchback, what really comes to mind is some of the shorter, like the STIs.
STIs and
Yeah.
Civics.
Maybe even like the 3 Series Beamers.
Yeah.
If those are still around, I don't even know. I've seen some images of them.
a Focus RS maybe.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
smaller.
I see.
And so when I think about the Panamera and how long
Yeah.
it is, I suppose I would throw it under the wagon category.
What about what does make it a wagon? Is it 2-door, 4-door, or is it just the length?
I think I'm gonna go with length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Length.
What about that one Ferrari,
Is that the 812?
F12?
The F12?
That one?
the one FF?
Man, we don't know our Ferraris.
Yeah.
I know which one you're
I'm gonna
talking
look it
about,
up.
though.
Yeah, when I
Is
first
it the
saw
F12 Berlinetta? Is that the one I'm thinking about?
I don't think that's the one I'm thinking about.
Okay. Because I know they have a few different ones.
Yeah.
the Ferrari FF, yes.
FF.
Ferrari FF.
Yeah. So
Ferrari Fast
that
and
one,
Furious.
I dig it.
it's nice.
Yeah, when I first saw it though, I didn't like it,
Mm-hmm.
but it started to grow on me later on.
See?
Yeah.
And that right there is the effect. Yes. That right there is okay. I'm thinking of the F12. I like the F12.
Oh yeah, the F12 is sick
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. But that's the effect that hatchbacks or wagons have on me. Is like
Yeah.
the longer you look at them, something about them
Yeah.
kind of just draws you in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, oh, I can make this look even more, aggressive or things like that too, where it just becomes like the ultimate like utility sport.
Yeah.
Vehicle.
It's kind of like a girl who like she's not super attractive to you, but you talk to her more and more and more.
You get to know her
You
personality
get to know
a
her
little
personality, and she goes from a 6 to like a 9.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Exactly.
See, guys, I care about personality. You judgmental people. Yeah, but yeah. So like, it started to grow on me the more and more I saw it.
Right? See, if I could have like a dream daily driver, I would love for BMW to come out with a hatchback M3.
Well, they had one like way back in the day.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple like custom hatchback M3 builds on Instagram. Actually, It looks pretty fire. I would love one.
Okay, I've seen some people. It's obviously a concept art, but a hatchback, GTR, and it looks pretty cool.
R35.
Yeah. Let me see if I could find it.
I'd have to check that out. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think I've seen one before. I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it's just like a concept.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in on this. I'm over here Googling, guys.
That's why you watch the videos.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
eh.
I don't think it's bad. Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
It's different, But yeah,
It's not bad.
I'm not
It's not
sure.
I don't know.
I take it.
I feel like the Europeans or the Germans
Yeah.
are able to execute it because they at least those cars have the lines for it. I feel.
Yeah. Well, or they just know how to design it to where it looks seamless, like it was meant to be like that.
Yeah, I feel like the R34 as a platform, 35, I'm sorry, is as a platform is very boxy in its design.
Yeah.
And doesn't really lend itself too well to a hatchback design. But to each his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember. What's it called? Okay, so this is a weird question. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's kind of along the same line. I just thought of it.
Sure.
Back in the day, there was a RX-7, an FD, and FDs are hatchback. Or well,
no. You're the generation before the FD, right?
Shoot.
I know what RX-7 you're talking about.
I don't know.
It's before the one.
The FD is so okay. So I'm getting confused a little bit.
Damn, what car people are we?
I know exactly.
Anyway,
Talking about this?
No, that's crazy too.
I just typed it into Google and this is what
I
people
hated it.
okay. Anyway, continue
Anyways,
on.
Well, they I think it is considered because the whole back window opens.
You might be right, and I could just be confusing you.
So the FD, is FD a hatchback?
Sure. Let's
Because the whole rear opens. So that's what I'm talking about. They made it into more like a wagon style where it's straight.
got it. Okay.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So is your question, is that car considered a hatchback?
Yeah, one is it's considered a hatchback, but two, have you seen that car where instead of having it the rear window angled down to the rear lights, it went straight and looked more like a wagon style.
Yo, that was a bathroom.
Was
by
that?
the way, for
I
everyone.
wonder if we could hear that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but you guys can't hear that.
That is a hard question because I never thought of the FD as a hatch. I always
'Cause,
thought
like,
of it as a sport.
So when you're thinking hatchback, you're thinking like Civic, where the rear window is kind of straight, almost
Yeah.
perpendicular to the floor, where it opens up
yeah.
into the back.
Yeah. When I think about hatchback, I'm thinking that like the
When I
Focus
think
RS.
hatchback, I think of a trunk that opens up where you can kind of see the rear seats, where it's open between the trunk and the rear seats.
Yeah,
And
I agree. Would
and
you
the
consider
rear-
the new Civic a hatchback?
I think so.
Because I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is because the trunk is connected to the window.
Yeah.
And when you open it all up, you can reach into the back seat.
Yeah. Okay. But so
So-
then by that definition, then yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right.
But anyway, so I guess that the mod that I was talking about on the FD, it made instead of a angled rear door / rear window,
Yeah.
it was straight. Did that turn it into a wagon?
You know what?
It
I'm
looked
just
more wagon-like.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with what Daryl said.
Because it was trippy. I mean, you saw the picture of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
we'll post a picture of it while in the
Yeah.
YouTube, but
Yeah, I'll post it. Yeah,
it's a different look. I don't know.
it's
if
more like a
the same-
hunchback
Yeah.
as opposed to a
There you go.
hatchback.
I like that. I think we can go with that.
Just making up our own terminology for like
new
what cars
categories
are.
of vehicles.
Yeah.
FD hunchback. Well, speaking of the evolution of cars, I'm noticing seeing everybody, even these like high-end car manufacturers, are starting to get into the SUV game.
Yeah.
The Lamborghini with the Urus, the Bentley one just came out.
Did the Urus actually or was it released?
Yeah, it's out. It's out. Well, people have them.
I haven't seen one on the street, but that's not to say that's not out there.
Some rich soccer moms are going to be having them.
Yeah.
Bentley, the Rolls Royce had just came out too. So what do you guys think about that? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's interesting, and it's a smart move. Well, from a business sense,
point,
too.
yeah, from a business standpoint, yeah, for sure. I think that's a smart move because that's where people are going. Like, especially out here in California, people want big cars, people want expensive cars, bringing the expensive cars and big cars together is it's kind of like the way, if you're a smart businessman, that's where you'd want to go. But as a maybe a purist or enthusiast of the brands, I would want them to stay with what their core is. But everyone has to diversify a little bit, just to stay with the times.
Yeah, don't get left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think from a business perspective, it makes a lot of sense. From an enthusiast standpoint, I don't really know because, so for example, the what was it? The Urus?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like when I think Lamborghini, it's obviously not SUV. And if somebody was like, I own a Lamborghini, I'm going to be like, oh, dope, which one, man? The Urus. Oh. It's cool, but I'm expecting Huracan, I'm expecting Aventador, Murcielago, Gallardo, whatever, along those lines,
For you to be in the market to buy a Lamborghini and for you to choose an Urus, you have to be so desensitized to cars that you're just like, I'm
Or you're just balling on another level, and you have
desensitized.
Does the performance of that car is it equal to the performance of the sport cars when compared to other sport cars?
I haven't looked.
You know what I mean?
At its stats,
I'm not
actually.
entirely sure.
Yeah, because if it's like just a normal SUV, just with a
I mean, I would
Lamborghini
expect.
design.
I would think that I would have an expectation for Lamborghini.
Yeah.
If they build an SUV, the thing better be pretty fast.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, what's that Jeep? The Hellcat.
Oh, the
Jeep.
Trackhawk.
Yeah, that thing is beast.
That thing's ridiculous.
Yeah, would that how would that stack up against it?
Right.
Would it be as ridiculous as that? I mean, I haven't heard nothing about the performance of that car.
Me
I know
neither.
about the car, but I just don't know anything about the performance.
And so from what I'm seeing, its top speed is 190 miles per hour, 627 feet per pound of torque at 6,000 RPM, and the 0 to 60 time is a 3.4 seconds.
That's quick.
That's pretty fast.
That's pretty.
That's fast.
Pretty damn
Yeah.
fast. So
What's the weight on that thing?
it's a it's a V8 aluminum block. Let me see its weight real quick. Hopefully it's actually in pounds.
I think
in
there's
America-
always going to be a place for them. I mean, I'm partial to SUVs.
4,900 pounds.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
It's not crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm partial to SUVs because I was rolling one around for a little bit, but I think there's always a place for them. I'm a big fan of the X5M, X6M from BMW.
Yeah.
The X6M is a little bit more on the performance side because it retains that coupe look, where the X5M I feel is a little bit more everyday, kind of that soccer mom type look. I don't know. When I look at the Urus, it resembles the same shape as like an X6M, where I feel that there's a level of performance to it. I mean, shoot, if it's 0 to 60 is 3.4.
Who's the market? Is it a soccer mom for that car?
I'll tell you who it is. It's from Crazy Rich Asians. It's all of those moms in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
the husbands
you know-
are buying their wives for that car.
Like when you're talking about like the G-Wagon, that thing is capable of going off road and doing a lot of cool stuff. Like it's the purpose of that car isn't necessarily a soccer mom or just a grocery getter. Does the Lamborghini have that part of it? Is that designed into that vehicle?
Right. I'm not too sure if it has an off-road focus to it yet. It's still so brand new, and not a lot of people know a lot about it.
So
But
it's mostly just a street thing, because SUVs aren't necessarily off-road.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think
And
the G-Wagon is also built off its military history.
Yeah,
Right. So let's say X6M, it probably has no off-road capability either. So I wouldn't think that the Lambo SUV would have it. But on a street performance aspect and utility aspect, I would roll that thing around pretty hard as my grocery getter if
Yeah.
I was on that level of.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my first choice.
Right.
I'd have like a Huracan before I take
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
But that's probably a car for somebody that has a Huracan already.
What's the
Or-
price on that thing?
let's see the price.
I mean, I'm sure it's pretty up there. Like what?
I don't think it's more than like a couple $100,000.
That's-
It's exact. It's over $200,000.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
comparable to a Huracan.
Yeah.
Huracans come in around like 250 around there.
Yeah, to me, it's just hard to. It's a, you know, if you're gonna buy a Lamborghini and you're gonna spend that much, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's why I say
just-
The
I feel like
desensitization factor.
yeah,
Yeah.
So like it wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah.
It's like if I have already the supercar sport coupe already in my garage,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I need a daily driver.
Yeah.
We're too good for a Raptor.
You know, it's it'll still turn my head. I've never seen one in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I'd be like,
It's definitely a sharp car.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah. I mean,
sharp.
like the body lines are probably the most aggressive I've seen for an SUV.
What do you think about the Porsche?
Oh, the Cayenne or
Yeah.
the Macan, or both. I've always been in love with those cars,
Yeah.
especially
Do you
the.
think that they're
Cayenne
as
turbo.
as desirable as they were when they came out? Because now
Well, they've been out for so long.
they've been out for so long, but no one really. I mean, they're kind of like an everyday thing now because there's
Yeah.
so many of them out there.
True.
Talked about desensitization. I mean, it's like now I don't even pay no mind. When I first saw them, I'm like, oh, there's one, there's one, there's one.
Well, there is a time as to where being early or being too early can be a bad thing.
Right.
You know, and I think that in terms of the Cayenne or the Macan, it, you know, for them it might be that case of them
Yeah.
coming out too early. I mean, well, the Cayenne has been out for way more than like 12 years, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
they're still selling them.
they're still selling
Yeah.
a ton of them.
Yeah.
But as far as it having that sort of impact of Lamborghini announcing or Bentley or Rolls-Royce announcing an SUV, yeah, just too early, I guess.
I just don't think you expect it from those manufacturers.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's
Porsche
it.
has been rolling out consistently, at least you know they have some SUV offerings. But when an automaker like Ferrari or Lamborghini that have like that's built their image around a certain style of car
Mm-hmm.
says, "Hey, we're gonna roll out an SUV." What?
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's also kind of crazy. Even if I did have a lot of money, rolling the Lamborghini as opposed to the Porsche, for as far as a grocery getter, everyday car, would you really spend $100,000 more just to get the Lamborghini if you had that money?
Depends.
Depends on how hard I want to flex.
Yeah, I mean, like daily drive. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm too like, I don't know.
No, it's a valid question, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's a valid reasoning.
I think at the end
I
of the
don't think
day,
I
you
would.
kind of look at like what each car has to offer in terms of what you're looking for. Just very quickly, I know for sure I'm going to be looking for the performance aspect of it.
Yeah.
And if they can both perform to an extent where you know they're both great, then I'm gonna go for like trying to justify maybe the overall looks of the car because I have a certain style that I'm into, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna look at all the other different features, and if I feel like that $100,000 is worth, you know, that justifying going for that car. I mean, maybe at the end of the day, am I gonna have that question of I should have just went for what I really wanted?
Yeah.
I don't know. It gets much deeper, but I would be thinking long and hard about that. It's also image perception, as
Yeah.
vain as that sounds. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Right. It's true.
Yeah, still has that household name to it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's to me, it's like, I don't know because I would never. I don't think I'll ever know because I'm never going to get to that level.
Yes, you will. What are you talking about?
But I'm
cap
just saying, you know,
yourself.
like right now, I
I
don't
believe
know
in you.
that. You know, I couldn't even answer that question because if I do get to that level, like things change. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I can afford that. Should I get it? I mean, your whole perspective on life, everything, your decisions are totally different.
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking affordability or you know, now you're thinking looks and status and all that other stuff. I'm sure it's, you know.
and that's why I bring up the comparison of brands.
Yeah.
And not to say Porsche is not a you know a small brand. They're definitely not.
Yeah.
Trust me, I love me some Porsche.
Yes, sir.
But I just it depends like what you're really looking for. I feel
Yeah.
Porsche is very classic.
Yeah.
Lamborghini is very
Very bad boy.
Yeah, they kind of changed their image perception of what they are in the car community. I feel to be a little bit more younger.
Well, they
A
are
little bit more modern, maybe. I don't know.
for some reason. I don't know why I think this, but it seems like Lamborghini is a little more obtainable, as far as like
Yeah,
when
you
when you
see
think Lamborghini,
a lot of
Ferrari,
people with
like,
Huracans now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But I think
Exactly.
it's design too,
Mhm.
where again Porsche is very classic and minimalist in their design.
Yeah.
They find that really good edge and aggression, and class. Where Lambo has the sharp lines, the
Yeah.
jet fighter look.
Yeah.
It's just very aggressive. So at the end of the day, it's just whatever vibes with you, and I think I don't know. That's how I would approach it for me.
Yeah, see, a Lambo, it's that car. I swear, if I was a kid, and I had a poster in from my room, it's a Lambo.
Yeah.
But like as an adult, I probably have a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? It just has that kind of appeal to it.
because you guys are like totally different from me. You had did you really have a Lambo poster in your room or a Porsche poster?
Probably a Lambo poster
Yeah.
at one point. Yeah.
How about you?
No,
No cars?
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
At all? None? Okay.
surprising, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have posters, but I did have like magazine cutouts that I put up. MR2. Gen 2 MR2s.
Yeah.
Like-
I don't know.
I think in terms of a daily driver, I wouldn't spend the extra $100,000 on it.
Mhm.
I would just fly like an X5M, because I think like if I'm gonna have a daily driver, I want to allocate the big bucks for my weekend car.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm getting at. I don't know. I keep trying to think of the word, but being not meager, but more like responsible with the money. And,
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it depends on your circumstance. If you're gonna look at it from that perspective,
Yeah.
right? Of course, if I was in that situation, I would for sure be allocating majority to my weekend car,
Yeah.
my true sports car. But that's not to say that you do that. You acquire the sports car that you want, and then you get a daily driver for a little bit, and then in sometime in the future, you can acquire something.
I think I'm coming from it. The reason why I'm thinking about it this way is because I'm thinking about it more of a business standpoint from Lamborghini. Should
see.
we have ever made this car? Is it something that people would really want when there's Porsche out there that's a lot less expensive but very good performing and has that Porsche name? Where does this car lie in as far as who's going to buy it?
I look at it as like a brand extension, almost to carry forward the perception of their overall brand.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the one example that I just gave out of, because it's a Lamborghini,
Yeah.
I don't think that they make that car knowing that it's going to be a hot seller,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but more just because
They can do
it's
it.
a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And the person who's buying a Lamborghini, they're the person who wants to be seen in a Lamborghini.
Yeah, but
and
if you
so
want to be seen
and
in a Lamborghini, you want to be seen in a Lamborghini, not an
True.
Lamborghini SUV.
true. However, you will turn your head and
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
the SUV version of that Lamborghini, though. You know what
From
I'm
a
saying?
business standpoint, you're also capturing a different market, a market that you've never had.
That's what I'm thinking, though. That's my point. Is that market a valid market to go after? I mean, because there's so many other options, with especially in that price range. I guess if there is how much you say 200?
200.
It's yeah.
Yeah, so I guess because the high end, the G-Wagon Limit or whatever,
It's about 160, 180.
So it's about so it's not too bad.
Yeah, the G-Wagon
Yeah.
4x4 squared is well over 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So
I
Yeah,
don't-
that's- I think that's
exclusivity
fine.
maybe could
Yeah.
be a thing.
then why don't we see more of them out there? Is it because they're more limited?
What?
The Lamborghini SUV.
I think it just rolled out.
It did just roll because I've been
Barely
seeing it for
a
a
few
long
months ago.
time.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, barely a few
I've
months
seen
ago,
like
officially.
concepts and images for years.
Well, they've been hyping it up for quite some time.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it just
released.
released.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's why then. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shows how much I know about that car. I just remember seeing it a lot in
Yeah.
magazines and online.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting stat. In 2016, only 400,000 sports cars sold in the U.S. However, if we're talking about SUVs, the stat says that 6 million SUVs sold in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ooh.
so I mean, it
Yeah,
it does make
there's a
make
market.
a lot of sense
Yeah.
to get into that market. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more behind it that we know. We're just kind of speculating, just
Yeah.
based on initial thought, and also coming at it from a perspective of like sports car
Yeah,
enthusiasts and things like that. So
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I think that we have ran out of time, gentlemen. It was a fun one in this new room too. You know, I'm looking forward to being in here every single week.
What are we gonna call it?
the pod
pad.
pad,
The pod.
the Jada pod pad.
Welcome to the pod pad, guys. All right, guys. So that is the end of episode 7. Be sure to follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We are now streaming everywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we have some events coming up. So we'll be in SEMA at the end of October. Have some cool stuff there. Well, come out and see us, and we will see you next week. All right, guys. So I'm Jordan,
I'm Daryl.
Mike.
and we will see you later. Peace out.